Hey Narwhals, it's your host Luke Narwhal, and welcome back to another weight loss discussion. Let's dive right in. The downside of hiding weight. People have always been shocked when I told them how much I weighed. I guess I just have the sort of body that hides weight very well. It's one of the reasons I let myself go so heavy in the first place. It just didn't really show my body, so if I never weighed myself, I could just ignore it. Now that I'm losing weight, I'm noticing the other downside to having this sort of build. I've lost 30 pounds, but it doesn't look like it at all. I see so many before and after pics where people have lost that much or even less, say 15 or 20 pounds, and their whole physique changed, but I barely look any different. It's honestly pretty disheartening, but I'm still happy with my progress and hope to keep it going. I'm the same way. This is the paper towel effect. When you have a large full roll of paper towels and you take a few off, it still looks full. Even a half full roll still looks pretty full. Take off more and you finally start seeing that it's getting kind of empty. When I tell people I was technically obese based on my BMI, they are shocked. I'm at like 28 now and people still say I don't look fat at all. I felt way more fat, or at least the same level of fat, when I was younger and weighed like 40 pounds less. Weird how that works. I'm in the same boat. I currently weigh about 179 pounds and have lost about 20 pounds over the last few months. I look pretty much exactly the same, at least in my head. This is crazy to me. When I pick up a 9 kilos of weight, I'm like, holy crap, that's a lot of weight. One person has commented that I look thinner, but she knows I'm dieting, and no one else has commented. I don't really care about the comments, but it would be nice to see a difference in the mirror. I'm sure there is a difference, but it is subtle. I really want to lose my belly fat, and although I think that it has reduced, it's still there and I expect it will be the last fat to go, which is super annoying. I have started taking photos since this week to try and make it easier to spot the difference, and I suggest doing the same. I think you quickly get used to how you look, and that's why it's hard to see the difference. Same. I put it on everywhere, and have lost it the same way, including odd places like fingers, toes, face, neck, shoulder blades. That was a weird one. Not just the usual waist, thighs, etc. A large part of the reason I didn't really notice the gain, it was so well distributed, kinda evenly like on my 5'10" frame. People keep saying, I wouldn't have guessed it was that much when they find out how much weight I lost. I can't decide if I should feel complimented or relieved that I didn't look that terrible before, or be bummed out that all my hard work losing 62 pounds so far isn't more noticeable. OMG, are you me? I've carried my weight well my entire life, and I've also been overweight and obese the entire life practically. I have an hourglass shape, and I've lost that shape since reaching 258 pounds. I've lost 29 pounds, and I look the same. I guess I'll take some more pictures tomorrow and see if I can see a difference. Yep. I too have that problem because I'm tall. I'm guessing you're tall too? But it'll show. At the very least, your clothes should start feeling loose or you should measure your waist and stuff. I don't do that because I'm lazy, but you'll get there. For me, this also meant that a lot of the hidden fat was actually packed hard around my organs, impacting function and health in significant ways that I just wasn't fully aware of. I felt pretty good for the most part, and my blood pressure was and is always perfect. It wasn't until I started losing the weight and feeling so much better that it hit me what I had been putting my body through. I have the same body type, and I didn't really realize how much I'd gained until I stepped on the scale. I'm finding the same thing as you, lose weight and can't tell. What keeps me going is seeing the scale lower and feeling my body getting stronger. We'll get there. I ran into this, but then it became clear that part of it was that my bust wasn't losing weight or shrinking at all. And then suddenly, looking at myself in outline, I had a waist starting to show. I have plans to get a chest reduction next year, and that should make exercise easier and change my silhouette enough to let me wear clothes that fit. I think that happens to most of us to some degree, if not at the start, then at the end. And then a similar thing happens when we hit our target weight. People don't feed us compliments forever. Eventually, the new weight becomes normal, and people start to say things like, "You don't need to watch what you eat, you're so lucky." Finding the motivation to maintain for ourselves at that point is the same as the motivation needed at the start when the praise from others isn't kicking in. It's the absolute worst. It took me almost 60 pounds before others who didn't know I was working out and dieting would say, "Wow, have you been losing weight?" Once it happens, it's a great feeling. Same here. I recently gained a bunch of weight after losing some, and again started my diet and workout this week. Today I was on an event, and my cousin, who's also trying to lose weight and always gives honest opinions, said that I looked the same as I used to before I gained the weight back. It made me question myself. Why am I doing this? My ankles reminded me 5 minutes later, but still. 1. Get a 30-pound sack of crawfish or cat food. 2. Try carrying it around for half an hour. 3. Obtain a newfound appreciation of your awesome progress. Hope that helps. I'm a 6 foot tall, 23-year-old male, and I think I'm able to hide a lot of weight because a lot of my fat goes to my thighs and hips. My first stretch marks I noticed were at my inner thighs, and it got progressively worse with tons of more marks at my thighs. The final straw was when some started to appear under my arms. I could contend with thigh stretch marks because I could at least hide those, but the arms were a different story. Looking at these stretch marks now and their faded glory remind me of how much of a glutton I was. I don't have that problem anymore with keto, but that's the journey I've been on. Good luck to all of you and on your journey. I wish I had that. When I gain weight, it goes straight to my belly, upper arms, thighs, and chin. My hands, feet, etc. stay thin. My chest and bum remain flat somehow. And when I lose weight, I start losing it where it should not go away. And with a lot of effort, I get the fat on the belly, arms, and legs away. Same nature in genetics. I so relate. My threshold is about 25 pounds up or down before anyone notices. My friends say I'm skinny, but I've been fluctuating between a woman's size 12 to 14. For me, it's my height, which is 5'11". I'm trying to reach my goal weight of 165 and there's 18 pounds to go. I started at 212 pounds in May, my heaviest ever. It took a couple of months for even myself to notice. It's hard when you're trying to feel motivated. I feel this so much. I'm 5'11" female, and you would not think I'm almost 200 pounds. I have a long torso, and my weight typically sat mostly on my thighs and butt when I was younger, but after I became more sedentary from working, it slowly started to layer up on my upper half, specifically my arms, back, and face. I'm still relatively slim looking in the waist area, but the rest has been bothering me for the past 30 pounds or so, and it's been so costly to have to buy new sizes of clothes every year. And that brings us to the end of the video, Narwhals. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please tap subscribe to join our awesome community, the Narwhals, and for more weight loss stories that help you stay on track. And here's our featured Narwhal of the day. 42 female, 5'2". Today, I'm no longer obese. BMI 29.8. 3 stone lost, 43 pounds. My journey continues.